All right. Well, I'm sitting here in this truck and I decided, it's time to finish off this installation. And if you recall or look at a past video, I have a 2010 F150 and it's a Lariat model, and I wanted to replace the factory radio. I wanted to have, the touch screen and navigation, preferably with Google Maps. So I installed this Eonon radio, and so far I've been very pleased with it. As you can see, it put together really well. It looks really good in the truck, and the radio itself, it's still doing a lot of stuff that I need to figure out. But looking at it, you can see everything with all the Google, Android Auto. It is synced with my phone. Yeah, there's the Google Maps. I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff. Go to radio. Then you go through and you can see all your settings. Device, personal, system. And there's quite a bit that, I'm learning as I go. And I'll show you some stuff later on. But as we take a look at this, if you remember on the factory setup, it has these control switches that were located up near the top. And these three were on the right side, and they're kind of must-haves. The hazard lights, passenger airbag off, and traction control. Up on the left side, it was this set of controls here, where the reset, setup, and info. And what that is, it's the info that you see here above the steering wheel column, and it tells you, your trip mileage, and on this truck I had, well, let me show you. So you can see that I have a left door ajar, and up here, you can reset that and get rid of that stuff, right? So they're showing the tire pressure monitor fault. So I don't know, I'm sure it's just one of the tires, and I'm not going to do anything about that until I get a new set of tires, right? And then replace those sensors. But as you can see, there's the reset, and it'll pop all those off. Oh. And now the info, they're showing the average miles per gallon, timer, all that good stuff. And then you can set up everything. So it is kind of a must-have, if you ask me. And there was no provision on this plate here. So if you remember, you can see these little pockets here. I had taken this pocket off. I had taken this off and modeled my own. There it goes. And I used Fusion 360 and modeled my own replacement with, here we go, with that. And I believe it goes that way. So that'll be inside, and I'm going to reroute this set of controls. You can see how it just pops right in. And I'm going to route it down here, and that is going to be the new spot for that control bar. It's going to look just like that, except over here. So That means, yes, I will have to take all this off again, and shouldn't be that hard though. I'll just, be able to pop this off and then fish that through. I'm not sure if I'm going to take the radio off or not, but we'll see. And probably while I'm in there, I have the, let's see, here's the cable and everything. This was for the rear camera. This truck already had a factory rear camera, and you can see the output up on the rear view mirror. Really small, but you can see it, but small. I'd rather have it on this bigger screen. So while I'm under here, when I take this back off, I'm going to go ahead and connect the rear view camera, show you how to do that. It's pretty easy. And then we'll put this piece on and we'll see how it goes. So let's get started. Okay, and before, remember I showed you how to take that off. I have not screwed it back on yet. It has this little pad that comes off, and then the bolts on the top. So real easy to put on and off. And there's our control. We'll disconnect this. And we'll reroute this cable down to here. And let's see. If it goes that way. It's almost all the way in. But let's take this off. There we go. Let's see if we can fish this through without taking the radio off. Well, I think I'm going to have to take the radio off so I can connect the rear view camera for you. So we need to take this plate off. All this stuff just pops off, but we do have a bolt under here, if you remember that. I'll take this off and we'll take that screw off. So you can see it's a pretty big empty cavity in there. And here's this wire, and you can see it moving down here. So I'm going to take that and go down this way with it. And hopefully it'll reach. There's the cable. You can see that. Got it. Let's get the screws back in. All right, let's do a test fit before I mount that radio in. Let's just pop this into place. Yeah, there we go. Not too shabby. Can you see that? This piece was, it's kind of a simple piece. Oh, it goes even more in. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's much better. So it was kind of a tough one to design. When you start looking at it, there's so many different angles that you have to account for. With the mounting going this way, that way, and that way. You can see everything. It was just just the multiple planes and multiple angles that I had to take. It took me a few times, and there's one where I did in silver or in gray, but black looks much better. But it took quite a few different times to get at the right angle here, because even when you put it in, it was shifting back and forth. This side is actually bigger than this side, and then you can see the different angles from the mounting to the face, right? But I didn't need a back to it, so I just have it here just for strength. But that's it. But there she blows. All right, let's take a look at the rear view camera. So installing this rear view camera, getting power to it and everything, is there's a trick to it on this vehicle. So remember, on this F-150, I have the factory rear camera, right? And when I put it in reverse, it shows up here. Well, since it's already built in, it is not sending any signal through this brown cable here. Now this, when y'all hook it up on other vehicles, when you put it in reverse, it's actually sending a signal through here, and this signal going to the radio is what tells it to go to camera mode. Well, there's nothing ever coming through there. So what we have to do is take this cable. This is the cable coming from the rear view camera, right? Instead of sending power through this one, we need to hook this up to the brown wire down over here. And then we hook the power up at this end of the camera. So, and this power needs to be coming from the rear tail lights, the rear reverse lights. So whenever you put it in reverse, boom, it sends power through here to the camera and to this, which sends the power through this brown cable and tells the radio to go to camera mode, right? So it's not that complicated. It's just remember to splice this in, and I usually just use one of these. I'll splice it into that brown cable, and then the power from this will come from the rear. Now I've heard some guys that have taken they found the wire coming from the fuse block down here, and I have not found it for this model 2010 yet, but I think on later models they were shown where there's a blue wire, or a blue with the white stripe, and that is what is sending the power when you put it in reverse, and it sends it through that wire. And I have found the fuse that is supposed to go for the actual rear view camera, right? But when I tested that on this one, when I crank up the engine, the power is always on it. So it's just sending power, and it's up here, but it's not triggered yet, right? It's not triggered through the reverse. But some guys have found it. So I might try that in the future if I don't, if I decide to change the location of this camera. So I did want to put this up actually on the back glass, and that way when I go in reverse I can see what's in the bed, and I can see my boat, right? And then I will still have this mirror showing the ground clearance and all that good stuff. That's my intention with this. But for now, let's see. Let's go ahead and splice this in, because if I can find it coming from the fuse block, that'd be kind of cool to splice that in and then connect that over to this wire and the brown wire also. Or I can just hook that wire that sends 12 volts whenever it goes in reverse. Then I'll hook that up to, well, I guess I could do that. I mean, hook this and the cable coming from the fuse block to the brown cable, and then I won't have to worry about connecting power on this end, right? So, well, let's splice this in. Alright, so there's the power going to the camera now. And there's our rear camera. So that works. It's just a matter of splicing into that brown wire back there. Alright, well, I got everything put back together. Everything screwed down. And you can see that set of control buttons here, and they work. Let's test it again. Okay, so it's flashing tire pressure, monitor, all that good stuff. Rear left door ajar. Reset, there we go. Info. Now I can toggle through the trip odometers, miles till empty, average miles per gallon, all that good stuff. So, all right. Well, I was pretty pleased at how that turned out. You can see the radio's looking good. You can toggle through. It's already synced to my phone. And my control switches, buttons are here. And so I just, I modeled this in Fusion 360 and then 3D printed it. So guess what? I do offer these for sale if you want them. You can find them on my website. I'll probably have them on two websites. One, the Hotshot Power Equipment, which is tied with Small Engine DIY, but also on V3 Precision. There's my shirt. V3 Precision, that's where I do all my my mechanical design and 3D printing, and you'll find it there also. Don't know if I'm going to get them on Amazon yet. We'll see how it goes. But if you're looking for something like that, this is the first one to be on. I'll have some other accessories that I'm printing off, but we'll see how that goes. Well, I guess that is it for now. I'm sure as I learn more about this radio and about Android Auto itself, I might have some more videos, but we'll see. Look in the description, find out where you can if you need this little adapter, and also with the Eonon radio, there will be links to that. You can get some discounts. Well, I guess that is it for this video. So as always, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and watch my next video.